Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Off Access Builds. As you can see, I still got the bug in the background. Gotta get back on that guy, but right now I'm working on my 95 Jeep YJ. I'm gonna be doing the 15 to 20 gallon modification. Basically, from what I'm told, is all YJs have been installed with a 20 gallon tank. The only difference is the breather tube. On some YJs, don't know why they did this. I think it was bring the cost down on them, whatever it was. Basically, it is to limit the amount of gas you put in it. So mine is currently a 15 gallon gas tank. If I remove that breather neck and cut it down, I can gain another 5 gallons at the pump. So just to be clear, you can fill up to 20 gallons. It's not a problem, but you're going to be sitting there playing around with the nozzle. So this will help you to be able to just fill it up and go. You won't be sitting there clicking away and playing around with the nozzle all day. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I need to do and tear into it. All right, guys, let's take a look. All right, so this is one of the easier ones to get to. Obviously, I have cut my fender. It's in preparation to move my rear end back 6 to 7 inches. So generally, you will have a plate that comes right here. You will have an access panel underneath here, and obviously the body will come down. So you'll have to reach up underneath to get to this hose right here, okay? Being that I have it all cut, I can actually get to it and do what I need to do. And actually, it's a good view for you guys to be able to see what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and get a flathead or a 5/16, I believe that is. I'm going to go with a 5/16. It's a little easier to get onto those. Take this tube off, and then we're going to get to a tube that's inside of the tank right there, okay? We'll just go ahead and grab a hold of that and pull it on out. Cut it down to about maybe 4 inches or so, 3-4 inches. Stick it back in, and then we'll go ahead and reinstall this hose. So what that does is basically that hose sticks about 8 inches into the tank, like I was saying before, and just stops you from being able to fill up, because once it vapor locks, it comes back up the tube. There's no air going into the tank. So this will allow you to fully fill your tank up. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and start by taking this guy. If I can get on it, there we go. And that other guy, we'll have to get a wrench on it. So you can imagine how hard this would be if you had all your body panels on. Probably a lot easier, obviously it can be done, but a lot easier if you just pull your tank. And by doing that, all you'll need to do is disconnect your filler valve and take the 2 straps, drop it down, and then there's a few other connections on top. Obviously, I don't need to do that because I can reach here. So I'm going to move you guys out of the way so I can get in there and pry that off, and then show you what the next step is. All right, so now that I got the hose off, this little plastic fitting in here, you can see that little lip right there, that's where we're going to be grabbing onto. So we're going to go ahead and take some needle nose pliers and see if we can just get a hold of it enough to pull it out and then get more of a grip. All right, so I had to get a screwdriver in a few different spots and just kind of poke it in, twist it to break the seal between here and here. Now that I've gotten that, I can grab a hold of it and just kind of give it a little tug. Okay, so you can go ahead and pull that thing all the way out, or you can just pull it out about 7.25, 7.5 inches out and just lop it off. You're basically trying to leave about 3 to 4 inches, like I was saying before. So it's up to you if you want to pull it all the way out and then try tapping it back in. I'm going to see how easy it takes to get it out. Like you can see there, I've gotten about 2 inches. So let's go ahead and continue and see what we got. All right, so with how much I'm struggling to get that thing pulled out and how soft that tube is, I'm going to go ahead and just measure 7.5 inches from the front of this guy to here and lop it off at that point. Like I was saying, how soft it is, I don't know if I can get that thing tapped back in. So I'm not going to risk pulling it all the way out. I'm at about 4 inches right now. Let's see here. About 6 inches right there. Seven. Came out a lot easier than I thought. Once you get down to the last little bit, it's going to come out a lot easier. So this tube measures at roughly 9.5, 9.75, depending on, I'm not sure. It looks like I stretched it a little bit, so probably about 9.5. So we're going to cut down and leave about, I think, 4 inches. Well, 2.5 inches. So let's go ahead and cut it off the good end and then put that back on. All right, so I cut it down to 2.5 inches. And we're just gonna slide it back in there. May need to get a slight hammer. Let's see if my screwdriver will tap it in. Nope. I know, let's get the right tools. There we go. So it looks like it's 2.5 inches in your tank. So I'm just going to close that on and there we go. That's easier. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Off-Axis Builds. We got that tank mod done. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up tomorrow before the run. See if I'm able to top it off without having to play with the darn thing. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, guys, it's always built, not bought. We'll see you on the next one, guys.